In this video, we are going to see how to create movie app. This value which we are getting is from an API called OMDB, which is the movie open source movie database. Fine, let's get into the project. You will get the source code in the description along with the steps to be followed. If you type the here, if you type some movie name, you can see there is a list. These are the links. If you click on a link, you can get into a details. You can see the poster, you can see the name of the movie, you can see the ratings, you can see the odds. And this is the two-page application. And here these value which we are getting it from the API using the JavaScript. So we would be just using the package or npm package called access axios. We would not be using node.js here. Let's see what it is. Just by copying the codes, you can access the API. You just have to pass a script tag to you just have to pass a script to the header, and this is a database where we will be fetching. You need to create the API. For that, you have to log in it, and in your email you will be getting the API key. You would be using the API key to access the data. And now it's time for the HTML markup. Let me remove all the HTML and start from scratch for you. As I said, it's a two-page project along with the single JavaScript page. It's blank now because I have removed everything. Let's get into the ready-made code. It's just a bootstrap ready-made code which will have a CDN of bootstrap in the head section along with the jQuery. We need the jQuery to be loaded in the body below. And let's load our JavaScript. Here our JavaScript file name is app.js, which is the same directory. Fine. Now let's check whether our JavaScript has linked properly or not by alert. Yeah, it's linked properly. That's the reason why we are getting alert. Now let's create a form with ID form, simply the form. Along with, let's create a input field with class name input field. It would be input type equal to text, and let's have a div which will hold all the movie which would be appending it with the help of JavaScript. And let's have a heading called h1. Let's have the this is a bootstrap class form control. If you see, this is how it works, or this is how it looks. Let's add class text enter to the heading so that we can see our heading in the center of the screen. This is the required HTML. Now it's time for the JavaScript. Note the form. Here the form has ID form. Let's add a once the page loads, what we need is we want to run a function, and this function will call the ID form. Fine. Let's call the ID of the form, and the form will have a function called submit. And once we submit, what we need is by default the submit will make the page to reload. If you don't want the page to get reloaded, you need to write e.prevent default, which will prevent the default action of the form. Fine. Now get the input field value. With the help of dot value, we can get the input field value and store it into a variable called inputs. Now pass the value to API. To pass the value, just copy the code of the Axios, and in the get, you see there is a URL. Here we are now, here we need to pass our movie database URL along with the key, and you can see here the value we are going to pass. Let's surround it with single quotes. Inputs we need to pass over here. Instead of I, it should be S. It is going to be a search term. Instead of index, I is for index and S is for search term. Once it's done, console the response. It's already there here. Let's see. To use the npm package, we need to add the script file also in the head section. It will show an error. It will say that the package is not initialized, is not defined. That's because I haven't used the script tag in the head section. Instead of head, we'll use the script tag in the bottom before our custom JavaScript. Now if you type home, you can see the data in the console as a response. Now inside the data you will get the search. Now if to access all the field, what you have to do is, let's console again. We need to get into the data, response.data, and inside the data we have a object called search, which holds all the data of home. Fine, title and everything is inside there. Let's access one by one with the help of for each, with the help of each function. Let's let the response be stored in a variable called movies. Movies is a plural. To access one by one, we will be passing the movie to each function of the jQuery. Movies is a plural, as I said, and this function will pass one by one along with the index. The first one is index parameter we need to pass. The second one is one by one it will send. Okay, once it's done, we need to append all the values. Now fetch the image and title. Let's fetch the image and title. To fetch the image and title, we need to append it to a variable called output. Let's initialize the output. Here with the help of backtick, we would be creating the HTML. As I said, I'm going to fetch the heading, which is h1, and inside the h1 I would be having one image. imgsrc. Let's define the height and width before it loads, or else it will look ugly. Let the height be 50 pixel and let the width be 50 pixel. Now it's time to dynamically append. We know the data is getting sended one by one here. Let's end the one by one variable. So this is the syntax: one by one dot title. This title we have seen in the console poster to get the URL of the SRC. Now if you see, if you type any word, and now you can see, as I said, poster is the URL and title is simply the name. Now the variable we have set, but now we haven't appended. To append, what we have to do is get the container. We have already created a container. Append the HTML to the container. Now movie list is a container and we are going to append the HTML. Let's see again. If you type home, you can see title with image. Now this links need to be clickable. To be clickable, what we have to do is we have to surround the heading and the image to the anchor tag, and this anchor tag will have the additional property, or you can see the additional attribute, that is we will be passing IMDb ID to it. Let's see how it's done. Create an anchor tag with href. This href is not going to do anything, but with the help of class we are going to add a listener to it and fetch the id. Data id is the attribute we are going to use, and we are going to pass the id imdb id dynamically. Fine, let's see whether it is running properly or not. We have to surround the anchor tag. Now let's check whether it is working or not. Yeah, type anything. Yes, it is link. If you get into the console or element, or if you yeah, inspect, you can see the id, data id. So with the help of the class we are going to get the id. So use the class. Once where the function ends, we need to create a listener on the created class. Choose a class, and here we are going to use on function, which will have three parameters. The first parameter is the function, whether it is click or load or some other thing. Here we would be using click. When I click on the class, here the class name would be there with dot in the front. Once I click on the class, what I need to do is I want the id, I want the attribute attr, and inside the attr you will be passing a parameter or the attribute name data hyphen id. So with the help of this, let's console it and see whether we are fetching it or not. We are going to alert it. Click on any link, you will find different id. Ends with 39, ends with 90, ends with 03. So each of them has its unique id. So save this id in a session, and to access the session, store the id. Before that, let's save the id to a session. To access the session, create session storage dot set item. The first one is our defined key. We can give any name. In this case we are going to give the name movie id, and second would be the id we would be storing, and this is id we would be storing. So it's a key value pair. Movie id is a key and the id is the value. Let's check this session. Get into the application. You see there is already set, yeah, because it was a tutorial I have created before, that's why it's showing. Let's get into the console, sorry, let's get into the incognito mode, and let's check the inspect. And if you check the application tab, you would be seeing there would be no key value. There is no key and there is no value. No key and no value. Fine. Now let's type and see. Once we click on the link, it should set the key and value. Fine, it's done. And now you can see another value is changed by clicking on another link. Let's get into the normal Chrome. Fine. Now let's check again over here with the movie name. Click on the link, you can see the value is changed. Now when I click on the link, I want a page to get open. For that, call the window dot location equal to give the page name. Here our page name is singlemovie.html, which is in the first tab of the Visual Studio Code. So if you refresh and type something on the search field and click enter, click on the link, it will get it. You will save the session along with the page is getting redirected. Now copy paste all the same which is in the index and paste it into a new page, and let the container name be single movie, Fine. Now create a function to access session. Now we are going to create a function in the current page to access a session. So with the help of the session ID, we can fetch the related data. So this function, let's alert it to call it. We call it ourselves by calling the function name. If you refresh it, you can see alert is showing up. That means the function is working fine. Click on any page, the alert is showing up. That means the function is calling itself. Now access the local, that means session, with the help of get item, and we need to pass the key. Here the key is movie ID, and let's store it into a variable called ID. Once it's done, now we will use the same Axios code, and we will be passing the URL. Now previously we have used S. Now it's time for I is for index, and this ID we will be passing dynamically. Remove the ID because we will be passing dynamically. Pass the ID, and instead of S it's I now. S is for search term, I is for index. As per OMDB API, we get the response or not. Let's check. If we check, the ID is set already. Let's check the console. Yeah, the data related to it is showing up. Let's check the ID. The ID ends on 22. Let's check the console whether the ID ends in 22. If the ID ends in 22, it is fetching all the data related to the ID 22. Yeah, it is working absolutely fine. Now it's time to use the we have used the access code. It's time to align the HTML as we did in the index with the help of backtick and a variable called output, and this output we will append it to a container, and it's just a copy paste part. First I have just tried with the title and poster. Yeah, it is showing fine. Now it's time to add all the related field. Yeah, it's done. Don't worry about the source code. You'll get the source code in the description along with the steps to be followed. If you type home, if you click on any links, you can see all the details have shown up. Thank you so much for listening.